into that vault final.
Board, that's what you're aiming for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure what it's like for the girls' code, but I know for the men's, you have to normally do kind of, you know, forwards and backwards, or, you know, a different sort of entry. You can't do the same sort of entry and the same landing. You have to have 2 different vaults, and that's why with the men you'll see normally kind of a double front somersault vault and a twisting vault. But for the women's, you'll see a Yuchenko and maybe a handspring vault. The women,
and the key is that block, isn't it? The key is to transfer all that power from your run up, bang, into that block and to get the height. Absolutely, it's about, you know, having a nice controlled run up, but impacting the vault and getting enough block to get the height that you need to then, you know, obviously have the landing that you want. So. Yes, yeah. And these gymnasts will have warmed up in the training gym at the side of the arena, so they'll be coming in and pretty much going straight for it.
Yeah, so they've actually just recently last year changed the rules back again. They used to just warm up in the main arena, then you would have time in the back gym, and then you would just have to march out and go straight away. But obviously for the safety of the athletes, they've reintroduced the warm-up. So the first 4 gymnasts will get for vault, it's 2 touches. For the other apparatus between 30 and 50 seconds. But yeah, that's why you'll see 4 gymnasts warming up and competing, and then they'll have another warm-up period.
Okay, well, you can see the start list there of the men's pommel horse final. Just a quick one, Gianni. What makes the perfect pommel horse routine in your eyes?
Well, for me, it's just about staying on. It's a very shaky piece. I mean, staying on, and you'll probably get a score that you want. But this is an incredible final. I think it will be. I think Netherlands could challenge.
Yes, I do too.
You know, I think it's going to be an exciting final.
Yeah, and Beth, you looking forward to this women's vault final?
Yeah, I think Colleen from France, she's definitely the one to watch, but the Lisa from Belgium, she's going to be hot on her heels. They've both got 2 incredible first vaults, and then it's down to that second vault.
Okay, well, we'll hand across to Craig Heap and Christine Still in the commentary box for the men's pommel horse final and the women's vault final. I'll be over in a bit.
Thanks, Matt. Yes, we can just see the gymnasts warming up, making their final preparations. 2 pieces of apparatus going at the same time. Probably the first time, as long as I can remember, Chris, that we've not had, you know, British representation in the women's vault and the men's pommel horse. Seems strange.
Yeah, it does. We didn't bring any of our women's team ready to do 2 different vaults. Jess Gadarova often has, but she's been nursing an ankle injury, so didn't want to overload the vault. The all-around was more important, and that proved to be the correct decision last night when she won the all-around. But we have got gymnasts working in the background so that we would in the future hope to have representatives on the vault.
And people probably not involved in gymnastics just think, well, it's the same apparatus, surely you can just do another vault, but actually it's so technically different. It's almost like doing a different piece of apparatus, Chris.
Well, yes, it is. And if you think you're already working 4 pieces of apparatus, if you're going to do 2 completely different vaults, it's sort of like working a 5th piece. And very often, not here all the time so much, but very often people specialise on vault rather than be all-rounders and just doing 2 different vaults.
Yeah, and a bit same in the men's as well. It's very difficult because you have to have a different entry onto the vault. It's a different skill entirely. And what you tend to do is you favour whether it's a handspring or the half-on or the Yuchenko. So it's probably because you don't like doing the other entries onto the vault. So to learn another way on is almost another training session in itself. So it would be great, actually, if Belgium could pick up a medal on vault. Lisa Valen qualified in 2nd place. I think she's a real chance. For me, pommels, it's for Rhesus to lose, really. He's by far the best gymnast in the final.
Well done, Rhys. It's tough opening the competition, especially when you're the favourite, but he held his nerve. A little error. He didn't punch the air in celebration. He knew he'd left a little bit of a door open, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't good enough for a medal.
Across the vault we go. Lisa Wallen, 2nd highest qualifier.
And using her favourite vault first, tariffed at 5.4. Very good handspring. Straight front with 1.5 twists. She's had a heavy program. We were watching her last night competing all around and doing absolutely superbly.
Yeah, testament to the quality of athlete that she is. Day 3 of competition. Again, not just as fresh as some of the specialists, but that's a really good vault. 0.1 there for stepping out the landing zone. It will score well.
Yeah, probably not quite as flighty as we saw in the all-around, looking just a little bit more tired, but she's got very solid technique. You can see she lifts up, snaps in, and then the 1.5 twist. The fairly big deduction for the landing. The chest was pointing to the floor. To not have a deduction, your chest needs to be pointing to the platform.
Yeah. Little signs of fatigue.
Well, she'll get another vault, and the average will be taken. Belgium have a bronze as far as the tally is concerned. Yeah.
They were very impressive. The 2 gymnasts in the individual all-around yesterday really worked well. And when you think that they're here without their top gymnast, Nina Derwell, who's the Olympic champion on bars, she's got a bit of an injury and they decided to rest her from this Europeans. Add her into the mix with these gymnasts and Belgium are going to be a force.
Well, 14.033 for vault number 1.
So second vault has to be different. And she used a vault with a tariff of 4.4, 1 mark less. Yes, 4.4 again. It's the half on, the Sukahara with full twist. Well executed, good technique. But obviously with a tariff of 1 mark less, the total score is likely to be at least 1 mark less than her first score.
Yeah, it's always difficult to have 2 high-scoring vaults. Tend to do the more difficult vault first, so you can see the different.
So that's the score for all of the women vaulters to follow. Billinger Turan of Turkey now. Turan, 18 years old. What a moment for her, though, to be competing at the Euros in front of a home crowd.
Certainly is, and she starts with the full twist. Inyashenko, very popular vault and very nicely executed. We didn't see any Turkish gymnasts in the women's all-around final, so this is our first view, but that was classy work.
Yeah, great to see the home nation being represented in this final.
Well, she scored a 12.8 for that vault in qualification.
I would have thought it might be a little bit higher than that.
She opts for the Yushchenko. You see the round off onto the springboard backflip on. Great angle this. What's really nice for me about the twist is she doesn't twist off the top. You can see there, she blocks the somersault, drops the shoulder, initiate the turn, and if you do that, you're less likely to go off to one side. You'll see some of the gymnasts, if they turn a little bit early, it pulls them to one side. Technically, that is as good a twisting technique as you'll see.
And she was extremely straight. She landed on the red line down the middle, and there's a judge at the end just checking whether they do land on that red line or not.
Well, 13, yes, so slightly higher than what she scored in qualification. Awarded the 4.2 for difficulty. The second vault here, potentially maybe slightly easier. She went for a 4 in qualification. Still managed to score up and around that 12.8.
Well, the gymnast has to stand there and wait for the green light to go on the judges' table. If you go before the green light comes on, you get a 0. Once the green light goes on, you have to go within 30 seconds or you get a 0. So it's no good being one of those gymnasts who needs 2 minutes to think about it before you do a move.
No, you've no time to think about it, Chris, that's for certain.
Off she goes, second vault, tariffed her to 4. Oh, handspring pike front with half turn. Good second vault, actually. Like, really 2 completely different vaults. One the flip on, one the handspring entry.
Good solid vaulting. Just needs a little bit more difficulty. Easier said than done. These gymnasts spend hours and hours in the gym. But again, another good alignment.
2 very well landed vaults, and much better to see that than something she can't do properly.
Oh, look at this. 14.566. Contenders. He's just a hair's breadth behind Rhys McClenaghan, who hangs on in the lead.
Over the handles there.
12.816 is the average. For Billinger Turan of Turkey, the first of the 2 Turkish gymnasts in the women's vault final. Asia D'Amato is next.
Great to see her back. She was last year's European champion and injured herself in the vault final, so this will be a significant moment for her to vault. Oh, and look at that. She does so with loads of confidence and aplomb. Double twisting Yushchenko, flips on, high into the sky. 2 twists. Great to see.
Yeah. Gosh, and as you say, a big moment, Chris. You know, injuring herself in this very event at the last Euros. She got a silver in the Euros as well on this piece of apparatus when she injured her ankle.
Yeah, great vault that. Again, you can see good timing on the twist. There's that slight pause from the top of the platform. Really does accelerate such a confident gymnast. You really have to attack this vault with confidence, Yushchenko, and without stating the obvious, all the vaults, but for the double twist, you really do have to assert yourself, don't you, Chris?
Oh yeah, you do. You've got to be prepared to block and twist. It's sort of the next level of gymnastics. If you want to be a really, truly world-class gymnast all around, you have to be able to double twist at least a Yushchenko.
Well, the Italian qualified 3rd. Already has a team silver to her name.
Saw her twin sister perform yesterday so well in the all-around competition.
Here's the D'Amato, vault number 1. Scores 14. It's big.
Another big vault here. Needs to land it clearly. She half turns on. Oh, and that's a beautiful vault, although she was offline, and you can see not very happy with herself. She makes the round off in front of the board and then half turns. So as she flips on, she makes the half turn. It's quite a complicated vault, this, and easy to be offline. You see here comes the round off, and then she turns on, but she doesn't quite get cleanly round. I love her shape in the air, however.
I'm going to say, I think she's been a bit harsh on herself there, thinking where she came from last year.
Dabchan, 14.266. He goes into 3rd, so Rhys McClenaghan hangs on for now. Matvey Petrov.
Absolutely locked.
Asia D'Amato goes into the lead with an average of 13.6.
I think you were right. She was hard on herself there. It wasn't so terrible.
And a better combined score than qualification.
Yeah, so 13.6 leads ahead of 13.583, which is Lisa Wallen's score. On we go with Casimil Rasmussen.
Oh, and that wasn't the plan, I don't think. A flip on and a tuck back off. She'd nominated a vault at a 5 difficulty level, but that won't... The judges judge what they see, so they will change the tariff.
Yeah, very strange. Obviously something not just right. Gymnasts are really quick to react. Unless she's a bit... yeah, she didn't get her hands on at all there, did she? Just fingertips, and she probably, what we're going to do, a 1.5, Chris? 5?
Yes.
Yeah, 1.5 twist. So again, I mean, the reactions to make that adjustment.
Because she was right at the front as well, wasn't she? Yes, yeah, you're right. She was too high on. And it can be very dangerous to not get enough rotation off the top.
And qualifying in 4th place, so actually, real chance of a potential medal there.
18 years old. What a shame. Put this one down to experience. She'll go again.
But she does the planned second vault. She doesn't do that vault again, or I don't expect her to. There was a time when the judges deducted a mark for doing the wrong vault if you've nominated one, but now they just judge what they see. Obviously, it'll be a lot lower tariff. It was basically a tuck Shchenko.
I mean, luckily she got her fingers to the vault.
Yep. So a difficulty of 3 instead of 5.
11.533 for that first vault.
Second vault now for Camille Rasmussen of Denmark.
So Asia D'Amato leads this vault final on 13.6. Lisa Wallen 13.583. Just hair's breadth behind. Rasmussen then with her second vault.
Be good to see her make this successfully. And she does. The Sukahara with full twist. What a shame.
Was indeed that, Chris, because second vault was good. To show a bit of character there after a disappointing first vault to come back. Such a powerful gymnast. Look there, the half turn on into the Sukahara straight with a full twist.
Ceren Biner, 8th highest qualifier and the second of the Turkish gymnasts.
And a nicely flighted full twisting Yushchenko. Beautiful straight body. Lovely and tight in the legs. They've done a great job, Turkey, putting 2 gymnasts into the vault final because they're not a country on the women's side so highly ranked.
Yeah, we often associate Turkish gymnastics, the men's side, so it is absolutely fantastic to see the women pushing through into these finals.
Clean, precise work as well. It is the piece if you want to make a bit of a name for yourself. Like, you know, obviously Turkey are hosting this championships and they will have said, we'd like some gymnasts, some female gymnasts in our finals. Where's the best opportunity to make finals? And vault is definitely has that opportunity.
Yeah, certainly with the 2 vaults, because again, a lot of the top gymnasts all around will only do the 1 vault. So you're right, there's a lot of strategy goes into some of this, you know, the format for the competition.
There's the score for Ceren Biner,
13.066. Vault number 1.
Time for the second vault of Ceren Biner, Turkey.
So again, has to be different. Just a 3-8 this time. Or in the tuck position from the half on, not from the round off. So the tuck shape doesn't carry such a good difficulty score as the straight. The body travels a little slower in the straight position, so it's a higher tariff. The half turned on from the board. Tuck, very nice and neat again though, legs locked together.
Yeah, good alignment as well.
and enjoying the moment. Home crowd, brace yourselves.
Well, she's certainly had a good season. Oh, lovely 1.5 twist. Yeah, she's done a lot of World Cups and she's had a very good...
Stop the twisting movement, spot the ground, chest up.
She really does run like a long jumper, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Like pounds along that runway. The theory... on coaching vault is that your gymnast wants to be running at about 70% of their maximum down the runway. But I think she was a bit higher than 70% of her maximum there.
Well, interesting, you talk about athletics. She has a very traditional sprinter start.
Yes.
Head down.
Yeah.
And then you come up, and you don't see many actually. So I wonder if they have done sprint training.
Oh, I think probably so. I mean, it is slightly different if you're going to do the Yushchenko vault, because if you're travelling too fast, you can't convert into the round off. But this forward vaulting like she does.
If we are point number 1, 14.3. It's big, it's going well. It's looking on for a European title here.
Well, she needs to match it with the second vault. Always a tough call, but that same distinctive style into the round off this time, and the full twist. Not such a difficult vault, but beautiful technique and beautiful height off the top. It's going to be close, I think.
I agree, Chris, and actually for a vault final, to keep the medal. He's doing it for the old guys.
There you are, change your mind
Hope
then.
for me and you, man.
Well, interestingly, Italy, of course, on the men's side won the team, and it was their pommel horse that won it for them.
13-8. De Vries is in the lead. She's in the lead by 0.2.
Which was exactly what D'Amato knew when she landed outside of the line, which was why she was so cheesed off. Oh, super height. Oh, but I think that was a bit of an uncomfortable landing there. It didn't look short, but she just didn't meet the floor very well.
No, I don't think she'll be doing a second vault. And sometimes, you know, sometimes you can just land a little bit short. The ankle bone as well, you sometimes have ridges, and if they just nip together, it can be quite painful, and it looks like that'll be the end of a competition.
Because it was actually a well-flighted vault. She just sort of didn't look like she quite got her legs ready for landing.
And again, you need to take the sensible option. Qualified in 6th place, so little potential, probably not great, but 15 years of age. Just want to make sure that she can come back and compete again.
So she's just testing that ankle out, seeing what it feels like.
14.166 for Aberdeen. Not just good enough to push into the medals. We should be going back to the vault for the second vault. No, she's just going to stick to the one vault, I think.
Which means that Maxime Genches from Belgium will be medalist number 2.
Do you think is she going back there, Chris, doing a second vault?
She looks like she's walking back for a second vault, doesn't she? Sometimes it's just a bit of a shock of a landing. But, well.
Gutsy lady.
Yeah, it wasn't... well, we didn't see a close-up of it, but it didn't look a tremendously short landing, but it looked uncomfortable.
12.8. Masiri of Greece, first vault.
12.8 in her first vault. And here she goes again. Athanasia Mesiri.
So second vault, Athanasia Mesiri of Greece.
And she's certainly running freely. Oh, very nice second vault as well. The half turn on, the pike front off. She's a young gymnast that she looks like she's got quite a prospect to be a good vaulter in the future.
Yeah, I was really surprised where that vault came from, actually, because it was very powerful off the top of the platform. And again, that's what they're thinking. This definitely is a gymnast of the future for this piece of apparatus. What you can see there really accelerates down the round off. Half turn, great alignment as well, Chris.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Now, with a bit more training to be able to half turn out or 1.5 turn out of that, you could see she would be a real contender in the future.
Yeah, well done.
Yes.
He has indeed. You can tell when he walks off, he is looking a little bit fatigued. This is really impressive vaulting, Chris, from this young, great gymnast.
There we are, an average of 12.75. I think she's made a lot of friends here.
Well, first look at Romanian gymnast. Just an end, 15 years of age. Sabrina Manicu Voni. She was first on the vault in the Junior Europeans.
Oh, a lovely double twist there. Of course, with a very famous mother, Voinia, who wowed us in the great days of Romanian gymnastics. So
I'm not that old, Chris, so I'll have to take your word for that. Well, that double twist seemed to come from nowhere, to be fair. I wasn't expecting it because, you know, we see some of these run-ups and they really attack the board, but it looked a very well-measured approach to the springboard and then just wraps in this double twist. Almost like a little stutter on the springboard.
Yeah, some gymnasts really don't like to approach the Yushchenko too fast. They like to feel a bit more in control of it. But if you hit it, the platform at the right angle, that's the crunch. And with the head well fixed between the arms, which she has there, you can see she lifts off. Now, no doubt if she ran a little faster, it would be a longer vault. And she'll probably be penalised a little bit for the length of the vault, that it blocked up but didn't have much length. But she's a young gymnast, first senior championships, and Romania hoping for much from her.
Yeah, and this new generation of gymnasts for sure. Well, double twist so good on difficulty. So, I mean, she qualified in 5th place. I mean, this would be fantastic for Romania. 13.8! 8.8 on the execution. That's a good opening score. She had 13.6 in qualification for that vault. So second vault, Voinia of Romania to challenge for a vault medal.
Still a very measured approach, the half turn on the front. Again, good technique there. I'm sure that can be developed well. Camila Voinia was her mother, or is her mother, and she was very famous for the double straight into punch front that she competed on floor.
In her very first European Championship.
So the different entry onto the vault, round off, half turn, into the pike front somersault. I mean, not just as zippy as Missouri from Greece for the second phase, but be a good European champion. Really team.
Medal winners. Still wait for a score or vault.
.083, the average puts her into 4th. So, Colleen de Villiard takes the gold medal, takes